if you have a wrist or a hand injury, or if you are just looking for a yoga class without putting too much weight onto the hands, this is the class for you. So note that if you want to do this class in Dutch, you can find that here. Just another note, in this class I will be mentioning fingers, hands and wrists, but it could be that if you have chosen to do this class, you don't have any fingers or hands, or you are unable to use them. So don't get trapped by that. It's still a good class to do, and we'll be not using our weight onto the hands and onto the wrists. So please listen carefully to yourself, so focusing on your own practice and enjoy. We'll start at Sukhasana, easy pose, a cross-legged seat. If you want to sit onto a block or a blanket, you can do that. If not, you can just rest your legs, and maybe you even find it nicer to sit onto your heels. Make sure you are in a comfortable seated position. And then if you want, you can close your eyes. And if you do not want your eyes, you can also look at a point in front of you with a soft gaze. And then take one deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. Letting go. One more time, in deep through the nose. And out through the mouth. And arrive on the mat. Now feel where your body is touching the mat. So where you're literally grounded. So the feet, some parts of the legs, the sitting bones and the flesh around it. And then you can very lightly engage the pelvic floor muscles, very lightly. Bring the lower belly slightly in and up. And then we're going to follow the spine with the mind, starting at the tailbone. And then go up to the sacrum. See a natural curve in the lower back. And then we climb up to the vertebrae at the mid and the upper back. And pause here. See if you can feel your ribcage expanding with every inhale. And with every exhale, it goes back to its natural position. Inhale, ribcage expands. And exhale. And climb up with your mind to the vertebrae of the neck. You can roll your shoulders up and down the ears. Your arms are relaxed as well as your hands. And your chin is slightly in while the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Relax the face. So the theme of this practice is at peace with simple. And this theme came on my path because I sometimes have the feeling that it's all too much. That it always needs to be more different, crazier, smarter, or prettier. But if you take the time to observe, it is already pretty different, crazy, smart, and pretty. You can start your Ujjayi breath And if you don't know what I'm talking about, try to breathe in and out through the nose with a slight contraction in the back of the throat. And try to make the in and exhales equal to each other in length, but also in strength. Maybe your breath is making a sound, some revert to the sound of the ocean or the wind, rustling the leaves of the trees. Maybe your breath is slower or faster than mine. Try to find your own rhythm. Now bring your hands in front of your sternum into Anjali Mudra prayer position. And set your own intention for this class, or maybe for the day or for the week. And then bring your hands in front of your foreheads. And you can bring your arms alongside the body. You can put your hands onto your knees, and with an inhale you bring the chest forward, opening up the heart. And with an exhale, bring the belly in, round the back and look in. Inhale, belly forward, chest forward, open the heart. And exhale, belly in, round the back. Try to move from your tailbone. So first your tailbone goes a little bit back, then your belly goes forward, your shoulders back, open up. And then with an exhale, your tailbone goes a little bit forward, belly goes in, rounding the upper body as well. Inhale. And exhale, cat pose. One more time. Inhale, tailbone back, belly forward, chest back. Exhale, tailbone forward, round the back and bring the chest in. And then come to a neutral position for the spine, making your way onto your feet. And then first bring your arms up. And then with an exhale, bending the knees, let it go. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale, you can breathe out through the mouth. Inhale one more time. And exhale. And then you come up. And with an exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Come back to your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose. With an inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, come down, ragdoll pose. Feel a stretch in the back of the legs, grounding the feet, slight bend in the knees. The sitting bones are reaching up. See if you can relax the neck. You can grab the opposite elbow and sway side to side if you like. And then let go of the elbows. With an inhale, halfway lift, belly in. And then with an exhale, plant your right foot back. Bring your right knee onto the mat. If you have any knee issues, you can bring your toes under or bring something underneath the knee. Otherwise, bring your toes flat. Inhale, bring the arms up and add a back bend, bending the elbows, open up the heart. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fingertips down and bring your right foot next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your left foot back. Toes under or bring your toes flat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, plant a palm, step your left foot next to your right. And now I'm gonna put my socks off because it is winter in the Netherlands. But it's really nice to put your socks off to have more grip onto the mat. With an inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, fold. Now bring your right foot back. Plant your right foot. And then bring your arms up, keeping the right knee up. High lunge. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Right heel reaches backwards. The left knee is right on top of the left ankle. Make sure it's not over the left ankle to protect the knee joint. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. And then plant your hands down, step your right foot forward again. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And now exhale, plant your left foot back. Left knee stays off of the mat. Arms up. Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Using the core to protect your lower back. And then plant your palms down. Step your left foot next to your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your left foot back again. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. See if you can bring the arms horizontal. I can see it in the camera, so I'm actually cheating. Maybe you can bring the right hand onto your left upper thigh and bring the left arm overhead. You can look wherever it feels good for your neck. If you like, you can roll the left wrist. And then windmill the arms forward. Plant your left foot next to your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Then bring your right foot back. Inhale, rising all the way up. And with an exhale, you twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. See if you can feel if the arms are horizontal. And it really doesn't matter if they are not horizontal. As long as it feels good for you, it's good. Maybe bring your left hand onto your right upper thigh, reaching the right hand backwards. Feel a good stretch. Maybe you like to roll the right wrist. And then plant the palms. Step back to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. And then exhale, hands in front of your heart. Take one deep breath. And maybe sigh it out through the mouth. Then we're coming to step into Prasarita. So your legs are right. You are facing the long side of the mat. You can bring your toes a little bit in and your heels a little bit out. Make sure the outer edges of the feet are grounded into the mat. Really strong foundation here. Then bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, fold. From the hips, you bring your chest forward. You can bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And relax the neck. You can also always bring your hands higher onto books or something, or blocks if you have them. Bring your left hand underneath your face, flat onto the mat. Bring your right arm up. The weight is on the legs and not on your left hand. And then bring your right hand down, left arm up. And bring your left hand down. Then bring the arms up next to your ears, to the front. Feel your core working. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then with the strength of your legs, you're coming all the way up. Bring the left toes forward and bending the left knee. Look over your left fingertips. See if you can see your intention coming up above those fingertips. Bring the left palm up and reach it backwards. Reverse. And again, you can look wherever feels good for your neck. Maybe you like to roll the left wrist. And maybe to the other side. Bring the left underarm on your left upper thigh, right arm all the way up. Reverse. And maybe you bring that left arm also next to your ear for some core. And then warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Bring the left arm forward until you cannot reach anymore. Bringing your left arm down, right arm up. I always like to spread my fingers wide here to feel the energy coming out of all the fingers and all the toes. And then again, maybe you can bring the arms alongside the ears. Oof, you feel that directly, I do. And then bring your hands to the mat. Bring that foot forward, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Coming onto that long side of the mat again. Now bring the toes out and the heels a little bit in. Bring your arms up, star pose. You can roll your shoulders back. And spread your fingers wide, spread your toes wide. Grounding your feet. Maybe there's a slight bend in the knees. And just think of how this pose feels. Maybe it's a bit awkward. Maybe it's really proud or strong. And then bend your knees. And then stretch it again. Take one more time to think about how this pose feels. Bending the knees, goddess pose. You can bring your arms on your upper thighs. Then bring your left shoulder to the center, looking over towards the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring the right shoulder in, look over towards the left. And then come to the center. Now bring your hands again in cactus shape or maybe in front of your heart, whatever you prefer. Then bring your left heel up. And down. Right heel up. And down. And see if you can bring both heels up. Maybe you look at a point in front of you for some support. Keep your balance. Maybe you're shaking. Don't forget to breathe. And then bring them down. Straighten the legs. Bring the toes a little bit in, heels a little bit out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward into Prasarita. Again, bringing the hands underneath your shoulders. Maybe onto blocks. If you want to go a little bit further, you can maybe walk your hands in between the feet. Do whatever variation feels good for you. Maybe you like to grab the toes or the outside of the feet. Maybe you're coming all the way down with the crown of the head onto the mat. Everybody is different. Your fingertips underneath your shoulders, lengthening, bring the arms forward. Next to your ears, use that core. With your next inhale, right up. And then bring your right toes forward towards the right side of the mat. Bend that right knee, warrior two. Looking over the fingertips. Front knees bend deeply. Make sure it's not going over the knee. Back foot is grounded into the mat, especially that outer edge. So that left edge of your left foot. Bring your right palm up, reverse. Maybe you roll the wrist towards one side and then towards the other. You can bring your right underarm on your right upper thigh, left arm overhead. Extended side angle. Maybe you bring that right arm next to your right ear for some core. And then come back into a warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward until you cannot reach anymore. Arm down, other arm up. And you can look up to the front or down. Whatever feels good for your neck. Maybe you bring both arms next to your ears. Don't forget to breathe into the lungs. And then come back to a warrior two. And then windmill the arms forward and step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Mountain pose. You can bring your arms alongside the body. Close your eyes for a moment. So, at peace with simple also means at peace with repetition. So maybe days may look the same, or the yoga poses or the sequences may look the same, but you will always change, and that will makes it so much more interesting. Your body and your mind are changing all the time. But please also know that the inner self, that God inside of you, that soul inside of you, will always peacefully be itself. And the way you can find that is through meditation, pranayama, breathing techniques. But before we go there, we're still going to move a little bit. We're going to prepare with the yoga asanas, with the yoga poses for this meditation state. So bring your feet a little bit wider and then bring your arms in cactus shape. Then bring your left elbow to your right knee. Make sure you're still standing, and then the other side, using the core muscles. And don't forget to breathe. See if you can, with every exhale, you can bring your knee towards your elbow. Maybe you're breathing a little bit faster now. And then let it go. And come to stand onto the back of the mat. Bring the right toes a little bit towards the right, so your foot is diagonally onto the mat. And then make sure the weight is onto that right foot, and especially on the ball of the foot and the heel of the right foot, and especially on the ball underneath the big toe and the ball underneath the left toe. So see if you can visualize the weight onto that right foot. Then step the left foot forward a little bit. It's like a little bit shorter stance than the usual warrior one. You can bring the sternum forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, come halfway forward, bring the arms back. Inhale, come up. Feet are grounded. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Slight bend in the knees. Exhale. Inhale, rise. And exhale. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Inhale, coming up. And then step back. Step back, bring the toes forward. And bring your right knee towards your chest. See if you can find some balance. Just a simple stretch. The theme was simple, so simple stretches, but maybe not so simple for everyone because it also takes some balance. Maybe you roll the right ankle towards one side and towards the other. And then bring that knee down, foot down, bending the right knee, grabbing the right foot with the right hand for a little quad stretch. Make sure your body is still in one line. Engage the core. Chin is slightly in. Smile. And then step it back. So we're going into tree pose Vrksasana. You can bring the weight onto the right leg. Bring the sole of the left foot towards the left upper thigh. And maybe if this is really hard or challenging, bring it underneath your knee or bring the toes onto the mat. Make sure you're not putting your foot onto the knee. So above or below. Knees going to the side as much as you can. Bring your hands in front of your heart. If you feel stable, you can maybe bring the arms up. And you can keep the hands together, or if it doesn't feel good for your shoulders, you bring the arms apart. Tree pose. Feel how your right leg is constantly looking for the center. And then you bring your left knee into the chest. I'm going to turn around. And then push your left foot backwards into Warrior 3. Both legs are super active. See if you can flex the left foot, bringing the left toes down, crown of the head forward. You can do whatever you like with your arms. And then very gently bring the knee into the chest and plant it down. Shake it out. Whew. And we're going to do the other side. So again, step onto the back of the mat, bringing the weight, bringing the left foot, the toes of the left foot towards the left side of the mat. So your foot is diagonally. Bring the weight onto the left leg a bit. See if we can bring the weight onto the heel and the ball of the foot. So especially that ball of underneath the big toe and that ball underneath the little toe. And then step your right foot forward. Not a big stance. 2/3 of the Warrior 1. Bring the sternum forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. And then with an exhale, come forward, bring the arms back. Inhale, come forward, up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up, and make sure with every exhale when you're coming down, you're resting the neck as well. So you round the neck a little bit. Inhale, rising up, and then at last your neck is coming up. And exhale, come forward, and at last your neck is coming down. And inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. So the pose we just did with the Warrior 1 coming down and up, I got it from Leslie Kamenoff. I went to one of his workshops. I have to give some credits, of course, because I didn't invent it. I also didn't invent vinyasa, but yeah, you know what I mean. So what we're going to do now, we're going into a balance pose again. So make sure this time your weight is onto your left leg. Bring your right knee into the chest. You can bring the right foot on the inner upper thigh with the sole. You can make sure you're not bringing the foot onto the knee, so above or below. Knees going to the side. Hands in front of your heart. If you feel balanced, bring your arms up. You can keep your hands together or apart, whatever feels good for your shoulders. See if you can find some release in the face. And then bring your right knee into the chest. I'm going to step again towards the front of the mat because otherwise I don't have any space. Bring the right leg backwards. Flex the right foot. Bring the arms out or in front or to the back, whatever you like. And then come back to the center and bring your right knee up and then plant it down. Check it out. Okay. Now bring your hands in front of your heart again. Anjali Mudra, prayer position. One more time, in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Remembering your intention you set at the beginning of the class. Inhale, rise your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Make your way into a child's pose. So your knees are as wide as the mat. The big toes are touching in the middle. Your forehead onto the mat. See if you can also relax the shoulders. So maybe that means you need to bend your elbows a little bit or bring them a little bit more towards the side. And bring your forehead onto the mat, walking the hands all the way towards one side. Forehead onto the mat, side stretch. Keep breathing to that rib cage, to that one side you are stretching. And then all the way towards the other side. And come back to the center. Make your way onto your belly. Straighten the legs. You can bring the arms bent, so in cactus arms, bending the elbows. Bring the palms of the hands towards the mat, forehead onto the mat. And then with your next inhale, you bring everything up except your pubic bone. Exhale, coming down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, come up. Now stay up. Reaching the toes backwards. Maybe you bring the shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Inhale, rise up a little bit higher. And then exhale, coming down, bringing one cheek onto the mat. And maybe you like to wiggle your hips from left to right. Find some release. Maybe you even like to massage your lower back with your hands if you find that feels good. Bring your forehead onto the mat again. You're keeping your arms alongside the body this time. With an inhale, bringing everything up except the pubic bone. Exhale, coming down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up. Now stay up. Your fingertips and your toes are pointing backwards. Reaching the crown of the head forward, opening up the chest. Inhale, come up a little bit higher. And exhale, coming down, bringing the other cheek onto the mat. You can bend your knees if you like and swaying the legs from side to side. Bring your forehead onto the mat, come back to the center. And then make your way, you can bring your elbows onto the mat, make your way onto your sitting bones at the front of the mat. So if you are in your sitting bones, you can lean a little bit backwards and then bring the feet off of the mat. You can stay here, or maybe you extend the arms, and maybe you even extend the legs. Then with an exhale coming down, use your core, coming not all the way down, keeping your chest and your legs up. Inhale, come up, Navasana, boat pose. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, up. Exhale. I love this pose. I love to use my core. And then come up one more time. Exhale. And release. We are back supported by the mat. And then bend the knees. A couple of more poses before Shavasana. Bring the right leg up. Roll the right ankle towards one side. And then towards the other. Bringing the right ankle on top of the left thigh. You can stay here, bringing the right knee away from you, or you bring the left knee into the chest. See if you can flex the right foot. And while you bring the left knee into the chest, you see if you can bring the right knee more away from you. Bring your left foot down, bring your right leg up and plant your right foot. Bring the left leg up or your left ankle towards one side and then towards the other. Bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh. You can stay here, bringing the left knee away from you, or you bring the right knee into the chest. And while you bring the right knee into the chest, you bring your left knee more away from you. Maybe you like to flex the left foot. See if you can bring the lower back and the shoulders back to the mat. And then bring your right foot down, left leg all the way up and plant it down. Straighten the left leg, bringing the right knee into the chest. Maybe you bring the right knee a little bit more towards your right armpit. And then straighten your right arm out towards the right. And with the left hand, you bring the right knee all the way towards the left. You can always bring something underneath your knee if you like. You can look over towards the right. See if you can bring your right shoulders towards the mat as much as possible. You can extend the exhales here, releasing. Bring your right knee to the center. Straighten your right leg. Bring the left knee in. You can bring the left knee a little bit closer towards your left armpit. And you can straighten your left arm towards the left. And then bring your left knee towards the right with your right hand. Maybe you like to bring something underneath that right knee. Maybe you look over towards the left. See if you can bring that left shoulder as close to the mat as possible. And if you don't have enough space like I do, you can always bend that left elbow. Bring your left knee towards the center. Bring your knees both into the chest and make some circles with the lower back and the sacrum onto the mat. And then towards the other side. And straighten your legs out, bring the arms up. I'm gonna make some space for myself with an inhale, stretching all the way out. Contract your face muscles as well. And then with an exhale, sigh it out. One more time, inhale, stretching all the way out, contracting the muscles, your core, your arms, your legs, your face. And then with an exhale, you're letting everything go, relaxing your body on the mat. So if you want to do another pose before Shavasana, be my guest. If you want to put something warm on, you can do so. And no worries about time, I will guide you out of Shavasana. So while you're laying down onto the mat, your feet fall out to the side. Your hips spreading out onto the mat. Shoulders back to the mat. Your jaw, your lips are soft. Your eyebrows and your eyes soft. And then let go of any controlled breathing or tension. This is the time where you don't have to do anything. you're ready to come out of Shavasana, you can bring some gentle movements back into your body. Your fingers and your toes, the wrists and the ankles. Maybe you like to sway your head from side to side. Maybe you like to stretch yourself all the way out again. Or make a little ball out of yourself. Then roll over towards your right side. Very mindfully come to sit into a seated position. Just how you started this practice. Keeping your eyes closed if you like. Bringing the hands in front of your sternum into Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And remember one more time your own intention. Be thankful for yourself and for this day. Bring the hands in front of your forehead, connecting the heart with the head. And I would like to thank you all very much. Namaste. Let me know if you want more of these classes or you have anything else you want me to cover. And of course, like and subscribe and have a wonderful day.